years, I've been an avid jarred sauce user. It is so cheap, it's so simple, and you think, what else could they put in there besides tomatoes and a little bit of this and that? But when you look at it, there's sugar and high fructose corn syrup as some of the main ingredients. So with all of our clean eating push, we figured, let's figure out a way to make it ourselves. It is so easy. You're not gonna believe how easy it is to do this. So that's what I'm gonna show you now. It's based on Autumn's 21-day fix from her Fixate cookbook, and we'll put a link in the comments, whatever we do, at the end of this to show you how you can get your own one of those. But this is based on that. So let me show you how I did it. So easy. All right, here I have sauteed 2 medium onions in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Don't hate me because I don't measure. That's just how I do things. So we have this, and then we're gonna put in some tomato sauce, tomato paste, a couple jars of that. These are 6-ounce cans. It is super exciting to watch me put this in, I know. Okay. Put that in, and then add several cloves of garlic. If you don't buy the jarred garlic, probably 6 cloves of garlic, but buy the jarred. It is so much easier. So just toss that in there, a couple tablespoons. And then we're gonna cook this down for 3 or 4 minutes. So just hold on. Okay, so that's all cooked up in there, and now we're going to add about a cup of red wine. This is about the cheapest red wine that you can get. If you've been paying attention to all of our labels, most of our stuff is from Aldi. So if you feel like you need to go organic, you need to spend more money, do what you want. But we're talking major cheap here. So this red wine is like $2.50 a bottle. So if you need to use more, don't be ashamed to use more. All right, we're gonna let that cook for about a minute, and then we're gonna add the tomatoes. Okay, so we've got like 100 ounces of whole tomatoes. Autumn says that the producers save the best tomatoes that are going to be canned for the whole. So get the whole. And it's kind of a pain to pour it in, so bear with me. It's a little messy. The original recipe was like 2 small cans of tomatoes, and I figured, you know, go big or go home, because this makes like what, 8 cans, 8 jars, so why not? Okay, so the part that is the easiest is using one of these hand blenders. If you don't have one, you can do the tomatoes in a blender beforehand. So, but this just makes it a little bit easier. So here I go. So again, if you don't have one of these, you totally should get one. This is the second one that I've had because I think I melted the other one. I don't even know how, but I melted it. So the tomatoes are all smooth, and now the only thing that you have to do is add a little bit of sweetener and all your spices. So again, this is to your taste. Right now, very bland, doesn't taste like anything, tomatoes and wine and stuff, but you want to put in your basil and your parsley and salt, pepper, and we put in a little bit of sugar. Originally, the recipe called for agave syrup, but we're gonna just use a little bit of stevia. I married a man that has a sweet tooth, so he needs his chili sweet, he needs his tomato sauce sweet, he needs his sloppy joe sweet, so this is my secret ingredient. So I'm gonna add, what is that, 1/3 of a cup of this stevia, no calorie sweetener. Okay, so remember this is a really big batch, so I'm gonna add a lot of spice. I'll do about a tablespoon of oregano. This is a half tablespoon measure, just so you know. And basil and parsley. You could use like an Italian spice blend. I always keep that around. And then this is my favorite thing in the world. I'm not even kidding. Ask Dan, I put this on everything. This is Lowry's coarse garlic salt with parsley. They're not paying me to do this. I literally love this. And this is a really fabulous way to add a lot of flavor. So I'll put about a half a tablespoon of that garlic salt in there. Maybe, teaspoon of pepper. And how about that much Himalayan sea salt? Told you I didn't measure, don't get mad. And the original recipe calls for a Parmesan rind. We do not have Parmesan rinds in our house. We buy our Parmesan like this. So this is what I'm gonna do. Little parm. Remember, we're trying to be clean, but little cheese never hurt anybody, right? So now, all you gotta do is let this stuff cook. You let it cook for an hour, 2 hours. If you feel like it's getting too thick, add just a little bit of water. And then it will be the consistency and the taste that you want. Keep tasting it and see. That doesn't need anything. It's really, really good. Okay, so this is just one way that we use the sauce in our house because Dan is a weirdo. But we always keep brown cooked rice in the fridge. And so as a little side, because this is a serving of vegetables, he would put the sauce right on the brown cooked rice.
And I also use it for quinoa too, because quinoa tends to have a really plain taste and not much going on. And I try to avoid soy as a whole because of the estrogen levels that can boost from eating too much soy, so I kind of keep soy on the low side. So having an option like having the marinara sauce like this is actually pretty good. So making that happen, putting it on there, sometimes I'll sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese, just a bit.
And he also uses a cooked chicken breast, makes like a little chicken Parmesan. It's very, very simple.
Yeah, and keeping it on the healthy side, which is great. And the thing that's really important, I think, for us to know is we need to have tools around in order to build meals. So sometimes it's great to be able to plan a full-out meal, but then having lots of parts and pieces that you can put together like this, I call it kind of a la carte eating. Having that to be able to put together is really handy because brown rice can go in so many different directions. Marinara can go in so many different directions, so I think it's really helpful. So let me taste and see how it tastes, babe.
Okay.
So good. There's a sweetness to it, which of course, she said, I like. And and the fact that a little bit of lime do add some nice depth to the flavor, so it's really great.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel here. And for more recipes, go to letsgofitness.com/recipes. See you next time.